And I'm starting in the soup pot with some olive oil, browning down some sopressata, it's a salami, and it looks like this. You can buy this in an Italian deli or in your grocery store. This one happens to have peppercorns, and all we want to do is really just cut it up into small pieces. And then we want some celery. Mom always puts celery in this soup because it was an inexpensive vegetable, number one, and because she knew that we liked it. So celery goes in with the sopressata, and I'm going to just let that cook down until the celery is soft. So we need about 2 cups of cooked peas, either the dried that you've cooked or a can of chickpeas that you've drained and rinsed for the recipe. So now back to here. Celery is cooking down, and now we want to add some garlic. You want to always put the garlic in towards the end because it's going to burn if you don't. It takes less time to cook. So a good clove of garlic, fresh garlic. Don't use jarred garlic. It has a terrible, terrible taste. And because I like a little heat in this, about a teaspoon of hot red pepper flakes go in. If you don't like red pepper flakes, you can just leave it out. Or you could use red pepper paste. That's also another option. And then a little bit of oregano, a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of oregano goes in. I'll let that just cook a little bit. Give this a little salt and a little pepper. And that's all there is to the base. This is actually what we call the sofrito. These are the flavoroids. So you can either do what my mom used to do, which is to take them and just squeeze them into the pan because you want to break them up. Or you could just take a scissors, a clean scissors, and chop them right in the can. This is, to me, a very neat way to do it so you don't have to wash your hands afterwards. So you chop all those tomatoes up and you put them in with your soup ingredients. That's all there is to that. So in they go, and I always pour this over the spoon because that prevents splatters. Isn't that a great idea? So you want those just chopped up. If you get a few there that you didn't quite make with your scissors, you can just chop them up with your spoon. So there are our tomatoes, our plum tomatoes. And now we need to add broth. And for this, we're using chicken broth. You can use a low sodium canned chicken broth if you want to. You could make your own, very easy, with a carrot, an onion, some celery, some chicken parts, very easy to do. So in go 3 cups of our chicken broth. You could also use beef broth with this if you wanted to. Now I want to bring this all to a boil and let this cook for about, 10 minutes or so. We add our chickpeas, 2 cups worth of chickpeas, and we add a soup pasta. This just reminds me so much of childhood. Ditalini, you see that? Little ditalini, there they are. I put them in cooked. You know why? I cook them first in water because if I added them uncooked to the soup pot, they would become just too thick. They would absorb all of this nice liquid, and I don't want that. I want this to be, yes, a hearty, chunky soup, but I don't want it to be very, very dry. So you let this go now. We're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes or so, and we will have zuppa di ceci.